Hi, welcome to the DXDY Math Lab channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to graph linear equations. So linear equations usually come in the form y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to go through a series of steps and show you an example of what it would look like to graph a linear equation. So your first step should be to find the slope and the y-intercept. And once you have found those two things, you're going to go to your graph and you're going to plot the y-intercept. Once you have plotted the y-intercept, you can use the slope to find subsequent points on the line. So let me provide you with an example. If we try the very first one, y equals x minus 6, that means that in this general formula, the slope is going to be represented by m, and the y-intercept is going to be represented by b. So for us, in our example, the m would be represented by the 1 in front of the x, and our y-intercept would be represented by negative 6. So if you plot negative 6, you're going to use the slope to find the other points on the line. So your slope is 1, and you can think of the 1 as 1 over 1, which means that your rise is going to be 1 and your run is going to be 1. So from the point negative 6, you're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, right? Every time. And you can keep going on forever. Now, if you want to find the points on this side of the line, you're going to have to go in reverse. So you're going to have to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And then you would just connect your points and you would find the linear equation. Okay, I want to show you a second example of how to graph a linear function. And if you see a linear function and it is in the form y equals mx plus b, that means that it is called the slope-intercept form. And the slope-intercept form is essentially just a linear function. So how are you going to graph this? Well, you have to find the slope first, and then you have to find the y-intercept. So if we look at this equation, and we look at the general formula, we know that we have y equals mx plus b, where m is represented by the slope. So our slope in example 2 would be negative 2 over 3. So what does that mean? Well, we'll see what that means in a little bit. But you also have to find your y-intercept. So for us, our y-intercept is going to be represented by b, which means that for example 2, our y-intercept would be at 1. Okay, so if we look at the slope, the top usually means the rise, and the bottom means the run. So for us, for the negative 2 over 3, we would usually rise 2 and run 3. But we have a negative slope, right? So what that does is instead of rising up 2, we're going to do the opposite and we're going to go down 2. So this means that we're going to go down 2 units and we're going to run 3 units. Okay, so how does that look like on a graph? I think that's the confusing part. So I'll show you. If we have our graph, we're going to have our y-intercept at the point 1. So on our graph, this is the x and the y-axis. And the y-intercept, think of the word intercept as a football term. Like when you're watching football and somebody intercepts the ball, that means that they kind of hit the guy to get the ball, right? It's a hit, it's a direct hit. So on your graph, hit that point on the y-axis. So the point has to touch the y-axis. So for us, our y-intercept was 1, which means that we touched the point exactly at 1. Okay, so now how do you find the other points on the line? Well, you're going to use your slope. For us, our slope was negative 2/3, which means that we're going to have to go down 2 units, and then we're going to have to go to the right 3 units. And it's always that pattern, like you go down if it's negative, or you go up if it's positive, and you always run to the right. So let's take a look at this. We're going to go down 2 and over 3. We're going to keep going down 2 over 3. Now remember, if you want points on the other side of the graph, you're going to have to go in reverse. So you're going to have to go up 2 over 3 and up 2 over 3. And you should have a straight line. And that is how you graph linear functions. So this is the very first video that I will be putting out on my channel, but this channel is intended for all of you. So please, if you have any videos that you'd like to see, request them and I will film a video about them. This channel is intended to help all the high school students who are struggling, and I think it's a great way for you to get the resources that you need, and they are completely free. If you want more information on other resources, you can join the group meet and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. All right, looking forward to helping y'all.